Hello, I'm attorney Scott Lesowitz, and in this video I will be reacting to some of the footage from Pat McAfee's hilarious response to finding out that Brett Favre had sued him for defamation. So now Favre has filed a defamation lawsuit against Pat McAfee where he targets two statements that McAfee made on his YouTube show and then one statement that McAfee made in a tweet. Now, the first statement that McAfee made on the YouTube show is, every time Favre's name gets brought up, we have to mention that he tied the hands of the poor people and took money right out of their pockets. The second alleged statement on the YouTube show is, Favre is certainly in the middle of stealing from poor people in Mississippi right now. And then the tweet in question was that McAfee made a joke that a touchdown dance where the player pantomimed stealing from a Salvation Army basket was doing the Favre. So now on to McAfee's YouTube response to the lawsuit.
Brett Favre suing me in a defamation lawsuit saying I defamed his name to try to earn a profit. With this, obviously, I believe comes discovery and depositions and all these other things.
So Pat touches upon a good point here, and that is that by Favre filing this civil lawsuit, which Favre voluntarily chose to file, and as I will discuss a little bit more later, I think is a misguided lawsuit that is almost assuredly will fail. Favre now is opening himself up to the civil discovery process. If Favre wants to pursue this case properly, he's going to have to be deposed, where he will have to give deposition testimony under oath. He'll have to answer written questions under oath. He'll have to provide written documents in response to discovery requests. And this is all these responses and testimony could theoretically be used against Favre in the proceedings brought by the Mississippi Department of Human Services against him. And while Favre is not being charged criminally now, this could be used against him if later on there were criminal charges pursued. So as a little introduction to this second clip, here is Pat talking about a demand letter he received from Favre's attorneys before they filed the lawsuit.
You have until Wednesday, okay, this Super Bowl week, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, to issue a public apology to Brett Favre and also to erase all of the video in your catalog that involve Brett Favre's name. That is 8:30 Wednesday.
So this type of demand letter that Pat is talking about, it's fairly common. You see these a lot in defamation cases. I handle a fair amount of defamation work, and you'll see these letters where attorneys make these fairly outlandish big demands in order to avoid a lawsuit against someone like McAfee, who is high profile. He's in the media. It's not going to work. Here for a third clip.
I would like to let everybody know the quotes that were in that lawsuit were certainly accurate. But there's one word I believe that was said often on this particular program, if you were to watch it all, and that would be allegedly.
That's right.
Our job is to report.
So Pat's points here really emphasize for me why I think Brett Favre's lawsuit is fairly hopeless and likely to lead absolutely nowhere for Favre. And that is that the Brett Favre scandal, the allegations against Brett Favre, are a matter of public interest. And Brett Favre is a public figure. Pat McAfee was discussing in a public forum this matter of public interest. Therefore, McAfee has a lot of First Amendment protection here. He has the right to free speech. And therefore, in order for Brett Favre to succeed in a lawsuit against Pat, Favre is going to have to show not only were Pat's statements false, but he also needs to show that Pat either knowingly lied or that Pat had a reckless disregard for the truth. And then the other thing is that defamation does not allow lawsuits, successful lawsuits, against pure opinion. Now, sometimes statements of opinion include a factual underpinning, which could be defamatory. And then also, especially in terms of the tweet, that was just pure hyperbole. And there's, in general, the law is that if something is hyperbolic and over the top, and viewers would know it, that's the case and not take it as literal truth, then it's less likely or unlikely that the person will be held liable. So anyway, those are my thoughts on Pat's reaction. I think it was hilarious and great. I was glad to see it. Please like and subscribe and support this new YouTube channel. I'm trying to build something here. So thank you very much.